what type of force did you all have that allowed your offense to be so steadily efficient and productive tonight?
I thought we really were intelligent with our attacks. They're a really hard team to crack, obviously, and you've got to be really intentional. And I thought our guys did a great job executing both sets and kind of our random basketball up the floor. We were able to space them, move the ball, play with a really good pace, shared it. So give our team a lot of credit. I thought we had a really intelligent approach to that one.
And then you had said before the game, speed against their size, quickness against their size.
Yep.
How did you see that manifest itself on the defensive end?
I thought we were really active. I thought we had great pressure, which you have to do. I thought a couple times they were trying to punch the ball in there against smaller guys, and you got to really like heat up the ball and then have really aggressive weak side help and make them pass multiple times to get it in there. And then I thought we kind of scrapped on the glass when we were small like that. I thought Wiggs really helped us there. K-Rich, those guys really were tough down there. You know, kept plays alive even when they didn't get the ball. So great activity by that group specifically.
You guys forced 24 turnovers tonight. What did you like about the defensive effort?
I just think it was the activity, the same activity I was saying there. I just thought we had great intensity on that end. After the first quarter, I thought both teams were outscoring each other in the first period of the game, and then as the game wore on, we tightened on that end of the floor. Really in the second half, did a great job too, and I thought the turnovers were just a byproduct of that.
And Josh came back after missing a few days. What did you like from his performance tonight?
You get it moving early. You know, he had 7 assists in the game. Did a good job there. Found a couple cuts, which I think is critical for him just as an activity player. So it's good to have him back.
Mark, we talked so much, especially earlier in the year, about the rebounding. You were playing as small as you were. How much is tonight kind of an example of what you're talking about with the trade-offs, the things you can do by playing some of the advantages you can have?
Yeah, I mean, we want to get every rebound, obviously, but the game's not played in a vacuum. You know, it doesn't come down to one thing. It's very interconnected. There's a lot of different facets to it, and we just want to be a team where, you know, when you bake all that in, the benefit outweighs the cost. You know, if we feel like it's a game where we can't do that, then we don't. But you know, I thought tonight we were able to kind of dictate the pace of the game. I thought our intensity, like I said, our activity defensively is what allowed us to do that and allowed us to play that way.
You mentioned scrapping on the boards, and there were some plays where second and third efforts kind of got you balls. That's some stuff that seemed like maybe it was missing some of the time when you were smaller, and you talked about having to get better at that. Have you gotten, I feel like you guys have gotten better at just fighting even when you're small?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't arrived by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of the early narratives about the rebounding, Kenrich Williams wasn't healthy, and he's, you know, in particular, a very impactful small ball 5 because of the way he competes, both in the floor game and on the glass. But we've improved, you know, in some areas. But and I thought we showed that tonight. You know, just contrasting this game to the game in Minnesota. But we also shot it really well tonight. We played in a really good groove. You know, so there was some of that going on too.
Hi, Coach Daigneault. I'm Hallie with the Oklahoman. Before the game, I know you talked about really the growth process with the team and having patience as they've learned to face specifically bigger teams. What was it like for you to really see them put that into action after having that patience with the season?
I just thought, like I said, I thought tonight, contrasting that game to our game in Minnesota, I thought, you know, for example, they zoned us last time, and that really threw us off kilter. And tonight, I thought our attacks were really sharp against the zone, so we clearly learned some lessons there. I thought our offensive attacks in the second half of the game, the last time we played them, left something to be desired. I thought we played a 48-minute game on offense tonight. And then the last time we played him, I thought what got him back in the game was Edwards. You know, a couple missed assignments early in the third quarter, cut into the lead. And tonight, I thought we had great intensity on him and Towns in particular, especially second through fourth quarters.
Jalen Williams had such a spark early in the game too. What did you see that really allowed him to be able to do that?
He's a really good player. You know, we got a lot of confidence in him. Obviously, he's growing in his own confidence. But I always have an admiration for how hard he plays. You know, he had that offensive game, but he also guarded Karl Towns for much of the night. He's an elite player. And then offensively, he made 2 straight threes in the third, I think it was. And then he came down on another possession and he could have ripped one as like a heat check, and he just kind of reversed the ball. And that's one of the things I have most respect for him about, is he just plays the play in front of him and has great maturity for an inexperienced player.
Andrew Schlecht, The Athletic. You decided to play Micic tonight. Is there something that went into that decision, or just want to give him some minutes?
A little bit of both. I thought, some of it's matchup related. Some of it is Giddy, and Giddy was questionable until after shoot around today. Dub was questionable with an illness, so wanted to get him in the fray in the case that we needed another playmaker out there. And then this is the first of, I think, 21 games through the month of January. So we have a very condensed schedule, as most NBA teams do, coming up. And we're going to need everybody. Played Berton's last game, played Vasa tonight. We'll continue to take a look at our whole roster.
Yeah, and then Lou Dort's kind of on a hot streak. I just kind of noticed the way that when Lou's hitting shots, the way that he's kind of celebrated by the team. What does he mean to your group?
You can ask them, but I just think when somebody has that sort of output physically every single night, you just think about the amount of screens that guy gets hit by in a season with who he's guarding. For him to get a little bit of candy on the other end of the floor is a good thing. It's important that our guys find him and everybody else that's open on the perimeter. I think it's deflating when you're not a primary creator and you're open and you're not getting the ball. I thought we did a great job of finding not only him but everybody tonight. Offensively, it can't be understated how important I think it's been for him to have a very consistent diet of shots this year, and he's weathered a cold streak. He was really good early, and then he didn't make some shots for a little while, and he just stayed with it, and it kind of worked out of him. And now he's finding shots again. And so the consistency of his approach, despite the variance of the shooting, I think is a good lesson for everybody, but certainly a good reward for him.
Mark, tonight you play against the Wolves, who want to go big. They have Gobert, Towns, Naz Reid. You guys went the other way and went small. What goes into a decision like that? Obviously, the things in front of you would be that they have bigger guys, you're going to have smaller, faster guys. But just scheme-wise, what all goes into that of just playing that style?
It's all cost-benefit. If the benefits outweigh the costs, then we do it. And we'll go big. We've gone big with Jalen Williams and Chet together too. So it's not like a badge of honor to do something different. We're just trying to find the best thing. And we thought that was best tonight. But if it boomeranged in our face, we would have done something different. We would have adjusted it. But it's something we want to explore. It was obviously really good for us last year, and we want to find some version of that in this year's team.
Mark, it has not been universally true, but a couple of times we've seen Chet the second time he plays a team, or the second time he's in a matchup like he was with Gobert. Some things he seems to have figured out, or some comfort level he's reached that he didn't have the first time. What in his approach makes that possible?
Just the amount of work he puts in between. Like I've said before, he just eats and drinks and sleeps basketball. So he's obsessive about wanting to learn from his experiences, and it's not going to make him grow up immediately, but it certainly invests in his growth curve. So I think he benefits from that. I give him a lot of credit in how hard he works in between games, not only mentally with that stuff, but physically. He needs to be a guy, obviously, especially in his first year, that really crosses every T, dots every I from a recovery standpoint. He's done a really good job of that so far.
Tomorrow's a doubleheader day on the second night of the back-to-back, and you mentioned that condensed schedule. Is there a plan to shuffle anyone down there tomorrow? And does that kind of change your philosophy, given how many games you're going to play here?
We'll see. We'll see how everybody's feeling, and I haven't watched New York other than in between bites at Christmas. So we'll see. If we think it's best, we'll do it. But we're eventually going to meet everybody, at some point, and we want everybody to be live. So we'll make sure everyone's ready.
Anyone else? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.